Six Flags is removing another roller coaster. That's right, Superman Escape from Krypton at Six Flags Magic Mountain is closing forever. So what's really going on here? Why is Magic Mountain choosing to remove such an iconic roller coaster? And why does Six Flags keep removing coasters in the first place? Well, the answer is a little more complicated than you think, so let's get started. Superman Escape from Krypton opened up back in 1997 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. The record-breaking coaster stood 415 feet tall, reached a top speed of 100 miles per hour, and was one of the first roller coasters to use the brand new LSM launch technology. This coaster sent shockwaves through the industry and likely led to many other record-breaking coasters like King the Ka or Top Thrill Dragster. Now, this coaster has had its fair share of issues over the year, including opening a whole year late due to technical difficulties. Magic Mountain has also had a lot of difficulty trying to refurbish and replace parts on this coaster this past off-season, as there are very few parts available for this coaster, and they are also very expensive too. This coaster initially opened up at a cost of $20 million, but this number has undoubtedly risen over these past. Now, besides a few issues here and there hasn't been one major problem that has plagued this coaster. And there's no true single reason why Six Flags would want to remove Superman Escape from Krypton in the first place. So to figure out why Six Flags wanted to remove this coaster, let's find out what is actually going on right now. In September this past year, Six Flags Magic Mountain announced that Superman Escape from Krypton would be receiving a major refurbishment this off-season. However, they reportedly had a lot of difficulty obtaining parts to fix this roller coaster. This is very uncommon, especially given the fact that Superman's manufacturer Intamin is still in business. But for whatever reason, Intamin simply does not have many more parts to fix this roller coaster, meaning there's a scarcity of parts to help fix this coaster. I don't have an official reason why this is happening. If I had to guess, it's probably since this is not a cloned roller coaster, more of a one-of-a-kind coaster, which means that maybe Intamin didn't make a ton of replacement parts, etc. Basically, the bottom line is parts are difficult to find, and if they do find them, they are also very expensive. Alright, so now that we know what's actually going on with Superman, let's find out why Six Flags would want to remove such an iconic roller coaster. Oh, and if you like roller coasters and are enjoying the video so far, want to stay up to date on all of the latest theme park news, rumors, ride removals, new coasters, and all of that good stuff, then make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss out. Well, with pretty much every single removal that Six Flags has made this past off-season, it's all going to come down to money. Now, these types of removals are not a new thing for the new Six Flags company, with the most notable of these removals being the removal of the iconic and beloved King the Ka. I think King the Ka and Superman are in a very similar situation. Both are huge record-breaking Intamin launch coasters that both likely cost a small fortune to maintain. That's right, Superman Escape from Krypton is likely a very expensive roller coaster for Six Flags Magic Mountain to maintain on a regular basis. And with the new Six Flags company's main goal being to save as much money as possible due to the large amounts of debt they are in currently, they are going to try to cut costs whenever possible. There are reports saying that King the Ka even costs up to and maybe even over $1 million each and every year to just keep open. And that's if nothing else went wrong. Yeah, you're a Six Flags executive looking to save as much money as possible, and you see one coaster costing that much money to keep open every single year. Even if the coaster is really popular and beloved, sometimes you're going to have to remove it. And while these removals made a lot of people very upset with Six Flags, and rightly so, they didn't announce King the Ka's closure until they closed their eye forever, which I firmly believe is something that Six Flags should not have done. They should have at least tried to give as much of a heads up as possible. Anyway, the executives at Six Flags were likely looking at more expensive roller coasters to maintain that they could remove from parks, and Superman Escape from Krypton is a prime prospect for this. Magic Mountain's got like 15 other roller coasters, so it won't be a huge dent in their lineup. Parts are expensive, it's likely difficult, and as I said, expensive to maintain. There are newer and better attractions really driving more attendance to the park, like not relying on Superman anymore to get people inside the park so they can make money. Add this up, take the debt Six Flags is in, and boom, you have Superman removed. And yes, this really stinks because that's one less roller coaster people will get to enjoy at Six Flags Magic Mountain, but we do have to remember that Six Flags and all theme parks in general are also businesses. And they're of course trying to make as much money as possible. And sometimes that includes removing expensive and outdated attractions. Alright, now that we know why Six Flags is removing Superman Escape from Krypton from Magic Mountain, why is Six Flags in general removing so many good roller coasters? Well, I think it's a lot of similar reasons as Superman. As I mentioned with Kingda Ka, for example, a lot of the roller coasters Six Flags is removing right now are coasters that cost a lot in maintenance. I think Six Flags is just trying to get rid of as much overhead costs in general as they can, to make as much profits as possible to help pay off their $1 billion in debt. So you're probably wondering, how much longer is Six Flags going to keep this up? Are they just going to keep removing coasters, multiple large major coasters every single year, or is it eventually going to slow down? Well, I think we have a solid 3 to 5 years of consistently multiple coaster removals in the off season to help cut down on operating costs for Six Flags. I think until Six Flags can really stabilize their debt situation and increase profits in other ways potentially, I think we're still going to see these older, more expensive to maintain attractions to continue to be removed. And while it does stink, it is sometimes necessary to keep our favorite parks open. But this whole situation isn't all bad, because while the actual roller coaster Superman Escape from Krypton is closing, the coaster itself, the structure, is not entirely being removed, which means Lex Luthor Drop of Doom will remain in operation. Magic Mountain also stated they wanted to take the money they were saving by not refurbishing Superman and put it into future attractions. Which I think if they're going to lose a coaster, if they're able to put that money towards a good next coaster, I think it's a fair trade-off. RIP Superman, you will be missed. But speaking of new roller coasters at Magic Mountain, we just got a ton of new information regarding what Six Flags Magic Mountain's new for 2026 roller coaster might just be. And it is definitely not what you expect. Anyways, if you did enjoy the video, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future theme park news updates and in general any coaster content coming your way. And of course, if you did enjoy, consider dropping a like while you're at it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one.